The Jay Severin Show.
Jay Severin back next Monday. In the meantime, you got me, Chris Salcedo, and my next guest, Brian Bouffard. He earned his law degree at Duke University Law School, is a former Navy JAG officer, practices law in Fort Worth, Texas. Texas, one of the greatest states in the Union, one of the freest states in the Union. He's a criminal and military defense counsel who travels all over the world representing service members facing court-martial. Mr. Bouffard, welcome to the Blaze Radio Network, the Jay Severin Show with me, Chris Salcedo. What's up, man? How you doing?
Chris, great to be with you. We're one of the hottest states in the Union right now, too.
Yeah, I know. In the 90s where you are, huh?
Oh, try 106.
Get out, really? Well, that's the heat index, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a killer.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, look, the reason I wanted to bring you on is this came out and got scant attention because, you know, the rest of the world is melting down courtesy of Barack Obama. But the Obama administration, in particular Obama himself, has violated the law once again here in these United States. And the law that he broke was involving this Bergdahl Taliban 5 trade. Explain.
Well, essentially, what it appears that has happened, according to a report from the Government Accountability Office, is that when this trade was executed, it was done in such a way where it ran afoul of two laws. And they both involve proper use of appropriated and non-appropriated government funds. So one of those laws said that there should be no use of DOD funds to transfer any Gitmo prisoners without 30 days' notice to Congress. The other law dealt with prohibited use of certain non-appropriated funds, and when the government spent over $988,000 to bring Sergeant Bergdahl back, they did not follow either of those two laws. So that's what's going on.
No wonder they want to keep Burger King here paying the incredibly high tax rates. They need to fund all of their stupid decisions. I mean, really. So the violation of the law was they didn't inform Congress and they spent money that was not appropriated for them to spend. Did I have it about right? So
yeah,
again, no secret to this audience or to anybody in the country now that Barack Obama just violates the law whenever he likes to. And really doesn't believe he should be held to it, like any good emperor or despot would, doesn't believe that the law applies or limits should apply to him. We all get that. Does it reflect at all on the Bergdahl trade, on Bergdahl's case? Would it have any impact on that?
No, it's going to have absolutely zero impact on that. The decisions made by political officials have nothing whatsoever to do with the criminal liability or lack thereof of Sergeant Bergdahl.
All right, and you know what, we have not seen much in the news about Mr. Bergdahl. Last we checked, Mr. Bergdahl had been returned to duty, and he had been interviewed by people involved in government. I guess that this is part of the JAG office interviewing him, trying to figure out what happened. Did he leave his base voluntarily? Did he desert? That kind of thing. Do we know where we stand as far as the investigation is concerned?
No real details as of yet, but I do know that the investigating officer requested and was granted a brief extension of time to complete the investigation. That is extremely common. There's nothing nefarious about that at all. And I believe, at least the last I heard, was that they are expecting that to be completed and submitted in September.
I gotcha. Well, you and I had worried about this openly, that because of political considerations, Bergdahl will be allowed to skate. From what you're hearing around the water cooler, if you will, or from those who might be in the know, do you think that's still a possibility, or might this be a straight-up investigation that might get to the bottom of what actually happened over there in Afghanistan?
The best I can tell you is that knowing Major General Dahl, the investigating officer, knowing him purely by reputation, he has the reputation as someone with a great deal of integrity. So it would certainly be my hope that at least his part of things, his investigation is going to be, completely straight up, and that he's going to call it exactly as he sees it. He's going to make whatever recommendation he wants to make. Once it gets up to the convening authorities level, however, that's where I would be concerned about political influence either way affecting what decisions are made at that point.
Let me ask you, if I can. By the way, Brian Bouffard is my guest right now. Earned his law degree at Duke University Law School. Former Navy JAG officer. Brian, let me ask you to put your military hat on for a minute, if I can. As you're looking overseas and all the trouble that's brewing over there with ISIS, and then you had the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dempsey, come out very strongly last week, right alongside Chuck Hagel. You probably saw the news footage, basically saying ISIS is a problem. ISIS is something that we have to confront. And then all of a sudden, on Sunday, you see the good general backtracking and basically, well, what I meant was, not that we necessarily need to go into Syria right now, but we'd have to go into Syria once it was demonstrated that ISIS was a threat to the homeland here in the United States. Is it uncommon, as far as you know, for the executive branch to take some of these high-ranking generals to the woodshed and tell them to pipe down?
I sometimes wish it would happen more frequently than it does, frankly.
Really?
My biggest, as a trial lawyer dealing with this kind of stuff in the trenches, my biggest issue over the past couple of years have been remarks made by one of the other Joint Chiefs of Staff, that being General Jim Amos of the Marine Corps, the Commandant of the Marine Corps. He's on his way out, but he took some actions and did some things that directly affected a lot of innocent people down here on the ground. And it was certainly my hope that he was going to get called on the carpet for that, and that turned out not to happen. So my personal opinion of how the bad things that can happen to a person's integrity the closer they get to the flagpole, none of that has really changed, unfortunately.
Yeah, it just, when you're the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, you're not supposed to let politics or political considerations get in the way of what your honest assessment is on the ground. And I think Mr. Dempsey really got, when he was giving his honest assessment of what ISIS could do and what kind of threat it poses, he was slapped back hard and was forced, not through voice, but through a written statement to walk back some of those comments. I don't like it when that happens. Last thing I wanted to play for you. Yeah, last thing I wanted to play for you, Brian, was Mr. Bouffard. Is this is from the American Legion yesterday. Mr. Obama was visiting there. Now, he's greeted warmly enough, but I just want you to listen to a couple of seconds of this, and then I'll get your reaction. Hold on, listen.
We are honored to have him with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm American Legion family welcome to the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Those applause were warm.
By the way, Washington doesn't agree on much these days, but he got confirmed 97-0. You know that we should never send America's sons and daughters into harm's way unless it is absolutely necessary, and we have a plan, and we are resourcing it and prepared to see it through.
Pause. Oh, there. The smattering of applause, it was like that through the entire speech. Really flatly received by the veterans there, the American Legion. From everybody you've talked to and that may be still serving, or former folks who have served, what is the assessment of our military community of this current alleged commander-in-chief?
I got to be completely honest with you about this. Having served when I served, and certainly maintaining the friendships that I've maintained over the years since I've been out, we try on the military side to be as apolitical as possible. And one of the reasons for that is because, whoever the commander-in-chief is, that's the commander-in-chief, and he or she is in charge, and that's just the way it's going to be. But I think, honestly, if that had been a speech, offered by President Bush, who took us into Iraq on the basis that he took us on, I would hope that the applause would have been just as tepid for him.
I got you. Brian Bouffard, he earned his law degree at Duke University Law School. Former Navy JAG officer, practices law out there in Fort Worth, Texas. Keep us updated on what's going on with the Bergdahl case, will you please, sir?
Anytime, Chris. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, before I let you go, where can folks get more information about what you do?
My website is jagdefender.com, and I am a criminal and military defense counsel. I travel all over the world representing service members facing court-martial. So,
all right, sir.
If you need me, come find me at Jag Defender.